Hello. I'm not centered. That's a little better. I'm a little close to the side of my desk, but welcome. 0 viewers. I know that's not right. But let's flip over to YouTube side of things. We got some people in here. Chat's a bit quiet. That's all right. Hello. I'll leave that poll up for a little bit longer as people trickle in here. But yes, the members video is live right now. Well, this Friday, it's not a members only video. Right now it is, but it will be available for everybody on Friday like normal. But it is up extra early this week, and I'm hoping to get the next week's video done in time to post that for the members by like Friday, Saturday, but we'll see. I've got a couple other things I want to work on in the meantime, so it's kind of taking a back seat for now. But I just finished the script, and I'm probably going to record the script today. But I got a lot more other stuff I want to do today, so we'll see. DC. It looks so weird. Okay, but yeah, I'll leave that up for a moment while people still come in here, and I will swap to the main camera because I got some things to show off. Not only is it kind of hard to see what's going on, let's do auto here. I feel like that made it less bright. I'm not sure, but we've got a Snorlax Game Boy Color that doesn't want to show us what it looks like because we've got the giant sticker in front of it. And apparently they used the strongest tape ever seriously, and then it's stuck on this middle flap, so I can't just keep peeling it up. I have to go from the other side. You know what would probably be helpful is scissors, but my stubbornness wins again. There we go. Now you can actually see Snorlax in all of its glory. It's pretty cute. I'm just gonna take this out now. And then we have a pretty regular, pretty normal atomic purple Game Boy Color, which I can just rip open like a man, because these plastic bags aren't as hard to open. But yeah, regular atomic purple GBC today. I'm kind of excited for this one. I don't do just like the plain colors to make them look like the originals very often, so I've been doing it more and more. But speaking of making them look like originals, we've got some new stuff in today. Now, the Game Boy or the SP never looked like the Glacier color from the regular Advance, as far as I know. But you can get this Glacier SP starting in just a moment. That, along with another pocket, is now available. Now, a couple things with this pocket. One, for some reason, they did not fill in the pink on this Jigglypuff, except for the tail. And I don't know why. I don't know if they're like, oh, we want to see the chip, so we're just gonna leave the outline. I don't know. There's a little bit of pink there. I think it was just a printing malfunction. Because also, even though it works, Eevee is missing some of its paint. And I'm pretty sure this is UV printed. It feels like it. If this is hand painted, looks like they just forgot. I don't know. But other than that, all of them are filled in and looking good. Yeah, this has got to be a UV print because it fades away down here. But I really like this print. I think it's really cool. And thing number two is it's very minimal, so this time I'm actually not going to go back in and change it. But this is an original style shell. It's not an IPS shell, so you will see the edges of the plastic here, but it is not in the way. It's just something that might bug you over time. I don't know. To that I just say probably should skip this one if it's going to bother you that much. I didn't know that IPS ones, or at least I think I did know. Yeah, I did know that IPS is slightly bigger. I just didn't think about it. I don't know. It's not that much bigger compared to like the DMG and other oversized displays with IPS. It's not as big. I forget that we don't zoom out all the way now. There's no crop on this one. Anyways, those two are the new ones that we'll post in a second, but we still have these three here. So if you want a DMG or a different color SP or a different color pocket, these are also available now. So I'm gonna make these two new ones live, and then we can get started with the stream. The Glacier SP is now active, and the Game Boy Pocket is now active. There we go. There we go. So, if there's any of these Game Boys, any of these, if you want any of them, they're now live on the website. And I can try and put these away carefully. I didn't drop that. Anyways, let's get started on a Snorlax in Atomic Purple GBC. After we end this poll, and remind everybody that is now in here, yes, if you want to become a member, or if you're already a member, you can watch this Friday's video now. But I'd recommend waiting till after the stream. Really wish that I could end the poll, or at least move the poll on Streamlabs. That'd be nice. Let's get our hellos in and get going. We've got Kelsey, DJ Ames, Bloink, Downright Spiffy, DC, and Erwin. How are you guys doing? I don't think we did. I don't know if me and Samantha did Snorlax. If we did, I don't think I made it into a video. I know that we haven't posted it, if so. But I'm sure she wouldn't call this Snorlax. Hello, Karth. Howdy. Velcorn, Hayashiba, Maddie Oak. How you guys doing? Today you're ready for the stream? I'm glad, Erwin. Kareem. I forgot if we discussed if that's how it's pronounced or not. I'm gonna go with Kareem. If not, please correct me. I want to get your guys' names correct. Okay. Make sure there's nothing important. Oh, that means you've left 2 likes. Okay, yeah. But if you haven't left a like already, you guys should. We got 10 likes and 19 people. That doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I've modded my first GBP, Game Boy Pocket. It's easy to do. Definitely. It's one of the easier ones. Definitely one of the easier ones. As long as you don't have to trim anything. But even then, as far as trimming goes, it's not that bad. As long as you remember to trim the edges of the shell or the screen hole. Anyways, I'm gonna put this off to the side. We've been sitting here for almost 10 minutes. screwdriver. I had a discussion question that I thought of last night, and now I can't think of it. I'll try and think of it. But I see that case and I already love it. Thinking about modding my old GBC. I mean, if the only reason I would say against modding your Game Boy Color is if it holds sentimental value to you, then I would leave it stock and just get another Game Boy to mod. Because I don't mod any of my childhood consoles. I leave those stock. I did early on in this modding journey, I painted my sister's SP because I got rid of my SP a long time ago. Whew. But it was pretty scratched up and had a ton of stickers on it, and I got rid of the stickers and cleaned it up, but it was still pretty scratched up, and so I ended up painting it silver to match the platinum SP that I had. That was my original SP, and I kind of regret that now. I wish I would have kept it stock, but I don't remember how scratched up it was. If it was really, really bad, then I'd be fine with it. But I wish I would have kept it cobalt. I have modded hundreds of Game Boys at this point. I don't own them all. I still have way too many modded Game Boys, if I'm being honest. But, for example, one of the reasons why I'm keeping why I've kept so many mods is because I would like to do a roundup of the Game Boy Advance mods and just really all of the mods in general. But right now the regular Game Boy Advance is the one I have the most of, and it has the most mod kits in general. And I'm gonna do a video once I've gotten all of those modded, where I just go over what is best, what's all the battery life like, what's the day-to-day like, now that I've been able to spend a lot of time with each of them, and see ultimately which one's the best, even though I have a good idea already of which one is the best. But I want to do way more in-depth testing where it's just comparing the models, none of not going over how to mod any of it, but still touching on the pillar of how easy is it to mod with this kit, because I think that is probably the biggest part of choosing the mod, because it's going to be the most annoying thing. If it's hard to put together, then it is really not worth it a lot of the time. Compared to if it's an IPS display, it's gonna look really good no matter what. IPS display versus IPS display is I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. But there is slight differences between them. That's the one thing I don't talk about, Devin. I'm pretty open about everything. But that's the one thing I don't really talk about, because then if I did, I have a large audience that would just make it worse for everybody, and then people would hate me. Also for my selfish reasons too, because if I did, once again, everybody would know, and then I would be out of a job. Well, a part of my job. And that's the part that makes money right now. So what I say, which is still good advice, that is not too selfish, is just go around locally trying to find them. Welcome. I feel like the music is a little too loud, at least for me. Where's... Okay. It's good enough for me. But thank you, Velcorn. Welcome to the Mod Squad. You now have access to a lot more content, and you also have access to early videos, such as the video I just posted on Monday. So if you want to watch this Friday's video, you can do that right now. I recommend waiting till after stream though. And if any of you want to watch this Friday's video early, or any of the other members exclusive content that is already posted, then you can hit that join button down below. But welcome, and I'm glad to see you here. Thank you for your money. Yes, a trade secret, but it's also not that hard to figure out. Especially if you've watched a lot of my content, I've probably said every piece of it at different points that you could put the pieces of the puzzle together. And then there is a service that I want to try that some of you may have heard of, called Sendico. I would like to try it, but honestly, I would selfishly want them to sponsor it, give me some credits to use on their site. But essentially, Sendico is a service that allows you to buy things from Japan in the US. And while you can buy things from Japan, like on eBay and stuff, you can access Japanese-only auctions on Sendico, and they live translate everything for you, and it's pretty cool. Then they send it to their warehouse in Japan, and then they ship it to you for a little extra fee, and you can get some really cool things like the exclusive Game Boy Light and exclusive special editions for like all the consoles that were Japanese only. A lot of cool stuff. So, yeah. The unicorns on the farm poop out the donut consoles. Read. Shh. It was very weird for me calling you Reed because it's my cousin's name. And I don't think you are my cousin because you don't have the same last name as me. Unless you're trying to keep the anonymity, like Tanner, which I kind of ruined that one for him. Just gotta trim these guys down. Just flying through it today. I'm really hoping that none of that's getting in my drink. Just realized that I didn't cover it up. I'm not covering anything up. Okay. I feel like there was something else I was going to say. Now the music's like way too quiet. Not your cousin that I'm aware of. Okay. Reed is probably too busy selling houses to be watching YouTube in the middle of the day. But it's also a little later for him because he's in Texas. Anywho, if you live in the Dallas area, you can buy a house from my cousin Reed. I think he would greatly appreciate that. Okay. I have to at least give back. I cannot read. Have to at least give something back. Your videos help me so much with modding my SP, then getting my normal advance in modding that as well. My wallet doesn't approve, but hey, I appreciate it. You don't have to, but donations and memberships are always accepted. And purchases on the website, because I do have cool merch. If it's working, because it's kind of glitchy, underneath the stream, underneath me down here, get my fingers a little closer, if you're not full screen right now on a computer, then you should be able to find the shopping tab, which I have just a few things up right now. I don't put my entire shop up because the shopping tab is really dumb on YouTube right now. If I just let it run wild with all of my products on my website, it would show you every SKU, meaning it would show you every color for every shirt and sweatshirt and which the color's not bad, but it also shows you every size. So it has a listing for the XL, the 2XL, the small, the medium, the large, the extra small, all in one color, and then it'll do it again for the white and the black and the green, and it's like, why? That is just a bunch of nonsense that is taking up too much space. It's very frustrating. So I only choose like one size. It does not matter. It should take you to the website, and then it will it is all on one page with a drop-down menu to choose your size and color. It blows my mind that YouTube has not fixed this, because it's something that they're still like just trying out, but it's been a while, and it's a pretty basic thing that they could change. I'm actually going to clean these boards again because they feel dusty, and I can see some spots from the previous clean. Houston area? Oh, my bad. Sorry, not Dallas area. Houston area. If you want to buy a house for my cousin. Either way, I think that's a very small chance with the 35 people in here. But I do get like almost 1,000 views on every stream. Which, oh, by the way, I'm finally catching up to posting those VODs on the VODs channel. So, yeah, if you want to rewatch some streams, or if you've missed some streams and haven't been watching them back after I'm live, they'll be on the VODs channel over the next few days. I think the next one should be up at like 3 today? I don't know. Yeah. Might as well go over the cart slot at least, because this stuff looks cleaner. It was just the dust around the buttons that was bothering me. Hello, VGR. How you doing? Sammy H. How did you get into fixing Game Boys? Well, 3 years ago, almost on the dot, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos from a lot of different creators doing stuff like this, and I'm like, hey, you make it look easy. I'm gonna do it. And they sure did make it look easy. It's not that, like, I think that 95% of people are more than capable to fix things like this. I just think that you have to be taught by the right person. And you can be a really good teacher, but your teaching style might not be the best for everyone. I like to think that I have a pretty decent teaching style, and I've noticed that as I do more and more tutorials, I almost get worse at teaching because I stray away from teaching it at like a beginner level. And there's some mods that I'm just like, I know I'm not going to teach at the beginner level because I know it's going to be too hard for beginners, like the Vivert mod that I just posted. I don't think that's a beginner mod, so I didn't come at it from the perspective of a beginner. I think that you should come back to that mod once you have a little more experience with the soldering iron, because lifting pads is not easy, and I even tore a trace. Didn't end up mattering, but in the long run, it is not great to tear a bunch of traces. So, anyways, I got into modding, and I didn't think that, not to like smack talk anybody online, because the people I was watching, I genuinely liked their content, and I still think that they were good at what they do. I just thought that I could teach a different group of people better than they could, and so I started learning more and more, and eventually did some tutorials. And for a while I was like, I'm not ready to teach people how to do these things, until I got to a certain comfort level, and now it's a lot easier. And there's still things that I'm like, I don't really want to teach people how to do it because I'm not good at it, like replacing a chip. Like, I don't think I could desolder this easily, and I don't want to teach people how to do it. So things like that I haven't touched. But is there really a need to remove this chip? Not yet, but on like the Game Boy Advance, it's kind of useful to remove the CPU for some mods that I haven't done yet. But anyways, I got into it by watching YouTube. I was answering that like my father. Turning it into a long-winded answer that wasn't what you asked for. Hi, Dad. Anyways. It's not even hard, just copy what the video shows. That works for some people. It doesn't work for everybody. I haven't had much luck with Japanese auction sites. If he's at it quickly, you can get some rare ones though. Yeah, I think it's mostly good for rare devices. I just bought a GBC, but my power switch won't click into place. Do you know what I can do? What do you mean by won't click into place? Like, because there's a few components with the power switch. Are you saying like it won't turn on? Did you try cleaning up the switch? A little more information, I'll try and help you with it. A Jake of all trades. I'll take it. I do like to learn a lot of different things. I like to try and do... I'm a DIYer. But then I also have no problem paying someone else to do it for me. If I'm like, yep, that's too hard. Okay. I still can't remember what I was wanting to ask you guys in chat last night. And am I missing the wire for the power switch? Or did that just fall out? I think that just fell out. Yep. I really, really like when they actually include these, and not every seller does. But having those squares just easy to peel and ready to go, very nice. It turns on but slides into place and doesn't click. Is that like you just want the plastic to click when you do it, or is it like, because yeah, if like Riz is saying, if the plastic is broken, because like let's look at some anatomy of the Game Boy here. The of course it's gonna be like really hard to see. This piece right here, it's got the little bend. That's what keeps the switch into the on or off position, and it's also what makes that click sound. If this piece is broken, then it's gonna be a little wobbly and it's gonna not make that click sound. So yeah, if that's broken, which is not something I've ever seen before, then that's going to be your issue. Or it could also be the actual plastic on here. It's hard to see with the clear shell, but there's the other little notch over here that I guess could be worn down, but I've never seen either of those things happen. But if it's not that, I'd still need a little more information because I'm still kind of confused. Okay. Don't really need to put the double-sided tape down, but I like to do it. Hello, Philip. Did you know that the video Friday's video is live for members now? Have you watched it? Because you can watch it right now. I just didn't know if I broke something on the board. Thank you. I'm assuming that means that it's that's what it was. I don't know. As long as it turns on and off and it isn't turning off on its own or on its own, then I don't think it's a big deal. Hello. I like to try and help. I don't always have the time to help out everyone, and unfortunately I do have to ignore a lot of comments, but nowadays I can actually direct them to my Discord instead of just like the Reddit, the subreddit. and stuff like that. There's an entire section dedicated to helping people with their mods and fixing things, and it doesn't even have to be Game Boy related. It can be other consoles or electronics in general, but you might not get as much help if it's not Game Boy related, or at least video game related, because that's kind of our specialty, is Game Boys. Okay, I'm gonna remove this Kapton tape. I'm actually gonna put it up here to cover this chip up. But on streams, if you want help from me and like live, come to the streams, because asking me questions on streams is definitely the way to go. It's the easiest for me. It's the best time for me because I dedicate time to the stream. And it's a lot easier to communicate when we're talking back and forth. I'm not always in the Discord, but there are plenty of other helpful folks in there. I have tried the rechargeable one. I believe I have a short on that from a while ago. I have tried the DC one. I think it's alright. Like it works, but I think USB-C would be better. But at the same time, I hate trimming, and I don't know. I like rechargeable AA's. I don't think there's anything that's ever gonna like truly beat that. I'm definitely interested to try Natalie's Safe Charge lipo stuff because I trust her. But yeah, I don't know. The ability to easily switch batteries when a pair is dying, because I have a lot of rechargeable AA batteries, that's always nice. But I don't know, it's also easy to just be able to plug in the Game Boy, and as long as your mod allows you to charge while gaming, it's not that big of a deal. But not all of them do, so you gotta be careful. Why am I opening that drawer? I want to get the soldering iron out because it's time to solder. Let's zoom in a little bit. And both of these are long wires, so actually we're gonna solder to vias today. We'll zoom out a little bit more here. Let's see. Harder to find upside down. And when it's covered in ink. Okay. Snorlax is going to cover it up, so I will solder to the test pads on the Snorlax one. Anyways, I will point out real quick, if you have short wires that are included with yours, or if you just don't want the wires hanging down across the shell, because I know not everybody likes that, even though it is a lot easier to solder to the test pads down here. There are the vias up here for start, select, and all the other buttons. See how much I can zoom in just there. It's kind of hard to see because it's covered up by the serial number here, but there are 3 little dots, and I believe there's 5 little dots. There are 8 buttons in total, but What's nice about start and select is it is, where are my tweezers? Start and select. They're right in between or they're at the beginning and end of the drop down, so it's easy to find, and it's really easy to tell which one's which, because down here select is on the left and start is on the right, and it's the same up here. Select is on the left and start is on the right. And what I was doing earlier was taking my craft knife and scraping up the edges very lightly, but just to the point where they're shiny. It's a little hard to tell, but these are now shinier than the rest of them, especially because some of them are covered with ink. But that'll actually allow the solder to adhere when we get soldering in just a moment, because it's not easy to it's not easy to solder to vias. And I really wish it wasn't weird looking. Let's see. It's pretty much the same thing. 640. It just seems too dark. I don't know. We'll roll with it. Okay. Soldering iron is on. Solder is this can't go on and off. But one other thing is I recommend doing your soldering before you install the screens. You don't want to solder on screens, and you don't really want to solder on plastic, but I'm going to be quick enough and skilled enough that nothing is going to be an issue. Plus, all of select and most of start are kind of airborne, so it's not a huge deal. But I'm going to press down, push the solder in, press down, push the solder in. Press down, push the solder in, press down, push the solder in. Then we can get our wires and use my tweezers, not a tweezers. I'm gonna use my tweezers. Make it a little easier there. And doing it from the side makes it a little easier to route, because we're routing it to the side and up, and then once we close it, it's going to route to the side and down. So if you have it going to the side, it's going to be easier for it to switch from up to down. Then we'll do the same thing over here. Nice, that was completely covered up by my hand. Okay. That guy. I don't know if I feel like I talked about this last stream, but very soon I'm going to go over in a video how to back up your ROMs so you can play them 100% legally. I want to do that soon, but I've also got a couple other videos that I want to tackle first. But it will be coming soon, and I'm gonna try and cover every major console since the NES. Anything before that is gonna be pretty hard to do, especially because I don't have them, and I actually want to physically show you how to do it. Some of them are, like the later ones, are going to require software mods on your console, and I'm not going to show you how to soft mod, because that would take a long time, because it's going to be all of the consoles in one video. Is this going to fit on screen? But yes, I'm going to do that very soon. If you just want Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, I have shorts that go over that in a quick manner. And you can use code Jake to save 10% on that device. But there's another device that does Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, N64, Sega Genesis, and Super Nintendo. I think those are all the consoles it tackles. All in one. It is more expensive, but it does tackle all of those in one. And while I do like my GBX cart, having multiple consoles in one is really nice. But also, I'm probably not going to tackle things like the Master System or like the PC Engine, the TurboGrafx, that WonderSwan. I don't have those consoles, and I just don't think they're popular enough. Same thing with the Game Gear. I just don't know, and I don't have a Game Gear. I know it is probably the most popular non-Nintendo console of that time, but I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the device, and I don't want to buy the device. I don't own any of the games, so yeah. Maybe later down the line I'll do like an additional short or something for other consoles if I happen to get them. Flux. I'm gonna take another drink. I've been talking a lot. See you downright Spiffy. Probably missed you by a lot, but bye if you're watching this later. Okay. It is a little bit harder to solder to vias in general, so I generally just recommend soldering to test pads if you can. Select is on the right, or on the left, or no, yeah, it's on the right from my orientation. Then start is on this side. There we go. This is select. Need to choke up on my grip there. And if you're trying to follow along at home and my camera is focusing on my hand instead of the board, don't fret. If you need a little extra guidance, I have a very in-depth tutorial on how to do this mod. Oh my gosh. Just get in the freaking tweezer. Okay, there we go. And nice. Just laid my hand. Now it doesn't want to focus on my hand, really? Wow, I love this camera so much. So glad I spent so much money on it. I also haven't updated the firmware. Oh yeah, by the way, not this week, but I mean there's been a couple points in these videos where the camera is not focused on me. And I think that's a software issue. But the entire tutorial portion of next week's video, my face cam is out of focus, so I'm gonna cut to it still. But just know I am aware that it's out of focus, and I'm very frustrated because I spent a lot of money on this camera. But if I have to start setting manual focus, so be it. really don't want to though, because it's hard the way I have my videos set up. Okay. Now we can get out the Kapton tape and zoom out a bit here. Oh, now it's not on auto. Okay. Auto, don't do me dirty. Is this the old power switch? It is. Okay. Kapton tape. Where's a good place to pick up Game Boy Colors? I've been struggling to find one under 50 USD. Look around locally. Look around locally and get lucky. Or scour eBay. It's just gonna get harder and harder to find single Game Boys at a good price. Really, Scissors? Are you dying on me? That was terrible. But yeah, it's just gonna get harder and harder to find them as time goes on. Goodness gracious. But also, if you're not looking for broken ones, look for broken ones and try and fix them. Then you'll save some money. There we go. And always make sure that when you are soldering test pads, that your wires aren't in the way of any screw holes or buttons, because then you will not have a fun time. Okay, scissors, cut. That was better. I might need to get some new scissors. Welcome, Michael. Okay. Also, Neo Geo stuff like that. Unless it's going back to the game backups video I'm talking about. If it's not Nintendo, Sega, Sony, or Microsoft, I will probably not reference it in the video. And even then, it's only some of Sega. And NES might not be included, but I think I have a workaround for it. So, stay tuned. I might have a couple workarounds for it, actually. But, we'll see. Anywho. I recently found my old GBC and your videos are helping me learn to restore and upgrade it. Nice. Nice. Okay. I don't know why I stopped with the Kapton tape. I stopped to read chat because there was a lot of new chats. But most of it didn't concern me because I don't know how to fix TurboGrafx. I'm sorry. You can join the Discord though, and maybe someone in the Discord knows about TurboGrafx stuff. If that helps. Cora, Holy crap, I just got home and started installing the drop-in screen in my GBA and saw you were on. I just started watching your stuff. Huge fan. Thank you. Appreciate that. If you need any help, probably be live for the next 20 minutes or so. I don't have a tutorial on the drop in GBC, or GBA, sorry. It'll be a while, but I do plan to do it. Just other kids have gotten in the way. Did I just cover up the power? I did. Nice. Everybody coming out with their own laminated kits has kind of pushed the drop-in kit to the side. It's literally sitting right next to me. I've had it for months now. But I do have streams on it. I forgot about that. I have used them before in streams past. So if you are stuck, then that might help you. And of course, like I mentioned a few times, the Discord is always a good resource. I'm gonna tape that down there. Okay. And let's... Oh, probably should put the buttons in, huh? We've got that in the wrong spot. A is on the outside, B is on the inside. Gotta make sure that the D-pad actually matches in a second before we button it up. Because I kind of just grabbed them out of my drawer of aftermarket gray buttons. And they don't always make them the exact same color. There we go. Okay. One's just shiny, one's matte. But that's pretty common as far as I'm aware. Let's look. Double check. Original. Yeah, that's matte. Those are shiny. The arrows on the buttons are actually glossy. Okay. And then these buttons are a little more black. But I wanted this to look as original as possible. One thing I was thinking about the other day, with the light up logos on these, it'd be really cool if they added an option where you could actually have the logo like Game Boy in white and then COLOR in the 5 colors of the actual logo just lit up instead of one solid color. I lost my train of thought. But I think that's also kind of hard to do. But I feel like they could do it with a little time and elbow grease. I don't know. I don't make this stuff. I'm just a customer who has a bigger voice than a lot of other people. Okay. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that dislike me for suggesting as many things as I do. Anyways. Let's button these up. Put those speakers in. Look at Snorlax, he's so cute. Is that in? That is in. Okay. Then we can close those tabs up. Not a huge fan of how they just got rid of that section. How they got rid of that section of the ribbon cable. And so far I haven't had any like real issues with it, but it's kind of annoying. Also, I really hate that is there. That test pad for the touchpad. Test pad for the touchpad. It's awful. It should not be placed there. And I'll probably show off why in a moment. But I need to get the screws out here. Probably just gonna be going to be new buttons and pads, nothing major. Yeah, definitely recommend upgrading your buttons, at least the membranes, and do whatever you want to do. If you want to mod your childhood Game Boy, then go for it. Don't let some random chatters or random YouTubers tell you what to do. Unless you're needing help in like a tutorial sense, then I'll gladly tell you what to do. Okay. I got scared for a second that I cracked it. There's just a little tiny hair. You can crack your shell when installing these, so be very careful. I don't know why the Funny Playing GBC shells have a weak point there. Ever since I've been more thoughtful when installing them, I haven't had any cracks. Okay, I thought the dog was gonna bark at that, but I had to knock on wood there. But yeah, just a fair warning. But anyways, as I was saying with the touchpad, it's really annoying that there's no double-sided tape here, but you don't always need it, so not a huge deal as long as it works. Anyways, sometimes with these new touchpads, the test pads, this gold spot right here where you can solder a wire and a piece of copper tape so you can put your touchpad somewhere else that this can't reach, that's good and all, but having it placed here, if not properly placed, can rub up against the edge of this board and then it shorts on itself, and it's not good because then it's just gonna pretend that someone is touching the touchpad constantly, and you're never gonna be able to adjust your brightness, and you're never gonna be able to do anything, and just sit there and watch grid lines appear and disappear and reappear and then change slightly a bit, and oh man, it's annoying. It happened to me recently with another customer's one, and I don't remember how I fixed it. Yeah, I don't remember how I fixed it. But if it happens again, and I'm sure it will, I will let you guys know how to fix that. I really should have documented it, but I didn't think of it. I didn't think of it at the time, especially because it was late at night when I normally pack orders, and I was getting really frustrated because I'm like, I was just supposed to have quick tests and they were supposed to go well, and nothing was supposed to happen. And I could have gone to bed at a normal time, but no, I stayed up late, got cranky. Not a fun time. I have an old Nintendo 64 that turns on but doesn't play games. Tested it with Duke Nukem 0 Hour. All the controller ports are rusty. Oof. Yeah, rust probably means that that's pretty gone. I don't think the cart slots are very easy to replace. And if I remember correctly, I know that thanks Quan, that's really old notification, like really old notification. Thank you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but is the controller port a separate board on the N64? I know it is for the GBC, the GC, the GameCube, but I don't know if it is for the N64. So that could be replaced easily. The controller ports in general, the soldering, I think there's only like 3 or 4 points that you have to solder for each controller port. So if you're decent with the soldering iron, it might not be a hard fix. And wow, that perfectly landed on my leg, so it didn't fall to the ground. That was nice. Yeah, I don't know. Rust is kind of brutal to consoles, and cleaning up the rust just might not be an option. open the drop-in kit. It doesn't have the optional wire to solder to the brightness button. Is that something I need to supply, or is it just a mistake? Oh, so you're doing the SP, right? It should come with it, so that was probably just a mistake. It also may have fallen out. It might be blending in with your surroundings. It is a very small and thin wire. It's only, as I have to search around my table for mine, it is a small thin wire about this big. And with the SP, I think they're usually white, but they're about this length too. I think I've seen some blue ones too, but yeah, it's not very big, so it may still be in the package. It may be somewhere in the box. It may have fallen out somewhere along the line, or they may have just forgotten it. But it's very rare for me to not have the wires in the kit, even if it's an optional thing, because most people want to do the optional soldering. That. And speaking of the optional soldering, let's do the last bit. Iron. Probably should get those wires in an easier place to grab while this is heating up still. And we're at 300C, so we're gonna press down, press in, and lift up. It's off camera over on the other side, but I'm gonna do the same thing. Always use flux if you're nervous about this stuff. It doesn't hurt to use flux in general, but to me it's more of it's hard to do soldering without flux if you're new to this stuff, so I just recommend to do it. Plus it's probably going to give you a better connection anyways. There's flux built into most solders. If it's rosin core, it's gonna have flux in it. So, but like right here, let's see, where's the flux? Many different types of fluxes, but they all work the same pretty much. I'm gonna put a little flux down on the C line for the power switch. I'm going to take my wire and put it right on top. I'm going to heat it up and lift up. It might take a couple tries, but eventually you can give that wire a tug and it's not going to come out. Then we can move the next one up and do it again. Flux. Put the flux away. Grab the wire again. Angling it down helps a bit because this chip kind of gets in the way. And pass the tug test. And we're good. Lars got the 30th like. Very nice. But that means we are at 5th. Oh, there we go. It updated. Oh, 32 people, 31 likes. Either way, those are good numbers. But if you have not hit that like button, I'd greatly appreciate it. It'd be really cool if we could get more likes than concurrent viewers. Hopefully I can talk better when I'm recording later. Okay. But that is that for those. So, let's zoom back out. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Mazda. I'm gonna sneeze again. Potentially, maybe. I guess we'll just keep going. Oh, power switch. Dude. Wait. Now I need to grab a power switch for that. I forgot because for whatever reason these this atomic purple shell did not come with buttons, so I had to supply my own, which is fine. Are they? Oh, they probably did. I just put them all in here. This is what I was talking about with like the differences. Like these are two different grays. I don't even have to zoom in to tell you that or to show you that. But these are just not that good looking of buttons. Adrian, welcome. We can put that power switch in there. And we can grab the atomic purple back. And I'll take the battery cover off. Well, let's test them before we put the entire back on. It's probably a good idea. Probably a swell idea, as long as we don't reverse the polarities. And game that I desperately need to change the plastic on, but we can. It's not on the top. We can turn that on. Let's try that again for sound. There we go. And touchpad works very well, in fact. Might I add. We can hit start and select. We can hit tab. Yeah, it'd be pretty hard since they're touching each other to do all four of those as separate colors, but I'm gonna do a lighter purple for this. Wherever. Maybe, did I already pass a lighter purple? Because there's a dark purple. There's like a more magenta-y purple. Oh, I just passed it several times. There we go. Alright. Start and select. Work. A. Right. A. Or B. A. Right. Left. Down. And up. Those all work. This time the D-pad is the stiffer membrane. But it seems to work pretty well. Cool. We can slide that into there. Those batteries in there. Set that back down. Cool. And we can tap. And we can start and select it. And, well, actually, that color. I want to try and match his body color here. I think that's a little too green. I want something a little more blue-green, a little more teal. I don't know if we're gonna get that color. I think that's... I think this might be the best color for it. Either way, you can change this in the settings pretty easily because I've done the soldering work. And if you purchase any Game Boy Color from me with the light up logos, it is as simple as once the device is on, you press and hold start and select, and then you tap until that's lit up, and then start to go cycling through, and then select to go back. I think I decided on that one. and then press and hold start and select to set it back. There we go. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that the quality of Funny Playing products has slowly gone down over the years, or I'm just noticing more and more that they aren't as high quality as the praise they get. But the GBCs, I think, are pretty perfect. There are definitely a few things that I'd like to see added, like the ability to adjust. Actually, no, you can adjust the screen position. Never mind, I think there's a few small things, obviously not important enough for me to know off the top of my head, but these are pretty good kits. So props to Funny Playing for that. And the shells are great. Yes, it has to be this shell to work with this kit, but there's still other decent options that you can drop in to a Game Boy Color, to a regular shell, which I'm gonna go over soon. Cora found the
stuck to the double-sided tape on the display.
The text-to-speech worked this time, and it was only $5. Huh? I wonder why it hasn't worked before. But thank you, Cora. I knew that there was one in there. I figured it was just lost, but I'm glad you found it, and thank you very much. That is something that does happen. A lot of the time with SPs, you can get the wire stuck on the double-sided tape because those don't have peels. They just stick the... some people will call it laminated. It's not laminated. They just stick the display to the screen lens in the factory, which is fine by me. That's really all I care about. I don't need it to be actually laminated. I just want it to not have dust and fingerprints, and I want it to be easier. You've been helping me out and giving me the inspiration among others to try my hand at this. I learned how to solder ages ago, and I did custom GameCube controller mods, and this looks just as fun. That's something I want to tackle. Is I want to do, like, I don't want to do it to any of my childhood controllers because I still have, like, all of my childhood GameCube controllers. But I want to make some cool custom GameCube controllers. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I don't think I would probably do it for a video. I don't think I would do it on stream. But progress, speaking of GameCubes, progress is being made towards doing GameCube mods for sale on the website and being made on streams. So the all the 10 GameCubes that I bought to start are sitting behind me right now, and they are all tested and surprisingly checked out really well. So I bought the mod kits and I bought new shells because a lot of them are pretty dinged up, and they will be here hopefully soon. Probably not as soon as I'd like, but I'm hoping by the end of the month I'll at least have one, or not the end of the month, a month from now I'll have at least one GameCube stream up. But I can't promise anything because I'm not in control of shipping times, no matter what people like to think. Okay. What's up, Jake? Just jumping in to say hey. We'll watch the full stream tomorrow. See you later, Lee. Glad you could stop by. Hi there, I was just about to buy your Glacier Game Boy SP on your site, but I want to know if it's the View screen was the Funny Playing 3.0 or the 720 by 40. It is. I don't think it's 720 by 480. It's the what's it called? I'll pull up the mod kit on my phone in a second here. It's the V2. It's the V2 kit. There's no on-screen display. It's not the new laminated kit from Funny Playing. It's not Funny Playing at all. It's let's see. Let's pull up Z Labs here. And let's go to retro. And let's go to... I love Z Labs, but man, their website organization is not great. They're working on that though. It is this kit right here. So get a focus. Okay. Zoom in a little more. It's this kit. It is not laminated. See, this is what I'm talking about. It is just stuck down. It is not laminated. You can remove this. But either way, it's pressed up against the glass. You're not going to get any fingerprints or dust in between them. And it's not going to come off easily either. You'll probably end up breaking your screen if you remove it anyways. But yes, it has adjustable brightness, and that's about it. There's no color palettes. There's no OSD. There's no frame blending. As far as I know, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have an issue with frame blending. I don't think it does. I think it just works out the box. But yeah, those are my trusty go-to kits. They're my favorites, so that's what I use. I know that they aren't as feature-rich as other ones, but I prefer them because they get the brightest and they have the best-looking screen, in my opinion. And they have a really easy installation method. So let's put some stickers on. Let's do another quick test of each of them, and let's list them. Because my battery is dying, and I did not plug in my laptop today. There's that. Yeah, that's another reason why I want to do roundups for all of the IPS kits. I might even just start with the SP, because the SP I have I think I have all of the kits minus like the Funny Playing one, like the actual Funny Playing V2, but I have the Funny Playing laminated kit. But yeah, I might do that. I mean, the unbranded, I need to stop saying that. The high-speed Edo, I really dislike when people call it unbranded, because I think that's just rude. There's a brand name behind it, even though it's not a... The shininess is making it really hard to see where I'm placing this. There's a brand name behind it, and a lot of people call it unbranded or one chip, which is not their name. I know that the brand name doesn't make sense. A lot of the brand names in this space don't make sense. Funny Playing? Why would you want to name your company Funny Playing? I wouldn't want to buy something that plays funny. I want it to work, right? But anyways, even though high-speed Edo, I don't even know if I'm saying it properly. It might be Edo, I don't know. Edo, I don't know. But it's still a name, and I think it's rude to say it's unbranded. I don't know. But yeah, we're done here. So I'm going to test these one more time, list them, call it a day. Not really. I wish I could call it a day. Start, select, A, right, B, left, down, up. Cool. Peel and the peel. And if you are interested in this Game Boy or any other Game Boys, go to the website. This is going to be listed right now. The link in the description should lead you directly to the GBC listings page. And if I can find the right listing, there we go. You can copy the Zelda one, that works. Gonna go Snorlax, and we can take the picture. And keep in mind there is a 10-second delay, so by the time you're hearing me say this, it will be live. Because it is live right now. I'm gonna take another picture of the back. Batteries not included. Oh, wait. Did someone buy it already, or did I not add stock? Wow. Alexander, you were on it. Didn't you just buy one on Monday? I'll take it. I like repeat customers, but did you not just buy one on Monday? Thank you very much, dude. Everybody say, everybody let Alexander know how awesome he is in the chat. Let's get the atomic purple one going then, huh? It's always the ones that you don't expect that sell instantly. Like, I think the Snorlax one is great, don't get me wrong. I think all the ones I do look freaking awesome. But I was not expecting Snorlax to sell instantly like that. See, I would not have expected that to be your YouTube name. But I think I remember you saying, yeah, that you bought the Mew one. And I know that was... Anyways. Thank you. Let's list this atomic purple here. Duplicate. We're on a tight schedule here. If the stream ends randomly, my battery died and I'm not gonna come back and restart. So, by the time you're hearing me say these words, actually, just kidding, because I need to add one to inventory and take the picture. Boom. Done. Now it is active. We're gonna do the same thing where we take a picture of the back, because I think that's a little important. And we hit save. So, if you're wanting any, well, not any of these Game Boys, because the Snorlax one has already gone to Mr. Alexander. I'm assuming it's a Mr. I don't want to assume though. But I guess I'll take this one off camera, set it off to the side. Alexander, we have a red and white DMG. Thought it was on Retro Remastered. It is on Retro Remastered. That is my website. We've got red and white DMG, atomic purple GBC. We got a pink pocket. We got a multi-Mons, a mini-Mons, Game Boy Pocket, and we have, oh, we've got two of these actually. We've got the Glacier SP with a white lens, and we've got the Spice Orange SP. Oh yeah, I do not sell the shells themselves. You can find the Snorlax shell, I think RJRS has a variant of it. It's slightly different, but I think that's the only one that's like at retail. Otherwise, you're going to AliExpress for the Snorlax shell that I just used. But yeah, these are all of the Game Boys that we have currently for sale. Thank you all to those who've purchased, and thank you all that have shown up and who watch later, and thank you to Cora for the $5. Thank you to, oh, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to look it up, but thank you to viewer activity. Thank you to Velcorn. I knew it was something corny. Thank you for becoming a member. But yeah, I'm not at the right tab, but thank you all for showing up. My stream is, I don't know if it's for everybody or if it's just for me, probably because my battery's dying, but it's a little glitchy. Anyways, thank you all for showing up, and I will see you guys on Friday for a video on a portable NES. And if you're a member, or if you want to become a member, you can watch it right now, live. It's live for everybody. Well, everybody that gives me at least $5 a month. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one with a little more battery life and a